This program produced by Union Pacific Railroad. It all started several months ago. A program I thought was long since established on the Union Pacific was brought to my attention at a safety meeting. I recalled faint memories of Buck Trent and some other banjo and guitar-picking friends in a film about 2 decades ago. Was I ever surprised to see this program reintroduced? Like I said, it occurred at a safety meeting. I was expecting the introduction of new procedures, improved work methods, or a reminder of a safety practice. You know, topics that are usually covered in safety meetings. Operation Red Block. Now there's a program the company hadn't promoted in quite a while. They must be attempting to breathe new life into this one. Why are they dedicating a safety meeting to Operation Red Block? All the warnings and the posters were not getting the message across strongly enough. It seems alcohol and other drug abuse is still out there. I hadn't noticed drugs and alcohol on the property for several years. The volunteer, normally a conductor, was quite good at getting his message across. He reviewed the history and basics of Operation Red Block.
Well, today we're going to have a talk
You
about
remember.
Operation Red Block.
Operation Red Block is the alcohol and drug abuse prevention and intervention program led by employees and supported by labor and management. That's right, led by employees and supported by labor and management. Union leaders advocate agreements and solutions to individual drug and alcohol abuse problems. Agreements and solutions include opportunities for rehabilitation.
On-the-spot EAP.
Old Rule G prohibited drug and alcohol abuse on company property and was in use for more than 100 years. Old Rule G, now known as Rule 1.5, prohibits employees from use or possession of intoxicants, narcotics, controlled substances, or medications, either over-the-counter or prescription, that may adversely affect safe performance on the job. The use or possession of alcoholic beverages is also prohibited. An employee must not have any measurable level of alcohol or controlled substances in his or her breath, blood, or bodily fluids when reporting for duty, while on duty, or while on company property. Now, that makes sense. Employees do not have the right to endanger themselves or fellow employees in any way, including alcohol or drug use. The continuing goal of Operation Red Block is to create an alcohol and drug-free workplace for the safety and well-being of all employees, their families, the general public, and our customers. Each Union Pacific employee must know they should not and do not have to work with anyone. Engineers, managers, mechanics, executives, signalmen, etc. You get the picture. Anyone who uses and/or abuses drugs or alcohol. The Operation Red Block philosophy is to stop railroad personnel from working under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Operation Red Block does not wish to control any employees' off-the-job activities. The volunteer wrapped up the safety meeting with a request for volunteers and some alarming drug and alcohol abuse statistics which justified the renewed emphasis now placed on Operation Red Block. That gave me something to think about. No one has the right to endanger anyone by using drugs or alcohol. Boy, talk about infringing on the rights of others. In this business, with the immense size and speed of railroad equipment, I'd call it compromising my safety, endangering my life, and possibly taking away my ability to provide for my family. Now I understand why we were talking about Operation Red Block at the safety meeting. If I were to work with someone who was under the influence, I may as well throw the entire rule book in the trash. I reported to the yard office right after the meeting and got my instructions for the day. I couldn't help but think of the information and statistics mentioned in the safety meeting, especially the part about trampling on my rights or life. Maybe I wasn't paying close enough attention to other employees. If drug and alcohol abuse is so prevalent, maybe I should be more observant. A couple of the guys from the same safety meeting gave me a glance and seemed to understand what I was thinking. Good. We can make this a team effort and look out for each other. The remainder of the day went well. Everyone seemed to keep their heads on the job. Even the next several weeks went well. I guess the information and statistics from the Operation Red Block safety meeting stuck with me. Where were the employees who made those statistics? I know that I wasn't using and my friends weren't using, so who made up all those numbers? New hires? Guys on other service units? Who? The thought of a trusted fellow employee endangering my life just wouldn't vacate my thoughts. Then it happened. This guy was an employee I'd known and worked with for at least a decade. It hit me like a ton of bricks, and I never would have suspected him either. I never let on that I noticed, but he was definitely putting me in danger. This guy has kids in college and in high school. He even has a trailer in 3rd grade, a girl, I think. I never suspected that he used alcohol on the job or been caught in any random testing. All I knew was what I saw, and I didn't like it. I had to do something. I thought about the incident for about a half hour before I contacted the Operation Red Block coordinator from the safety meeting. The way I saw it, either that guy gets help or someone gets hurt, possibly me. The Operation Red Block coordinator informed me that an intervention was already planned for this employee, that they had been made aware of his problem that very morning. He thanked me just the same and assured me that appropriate measures would be taken. Sure enough, the Operation Red Block coordinator and another member of the team paid a visit to our problem employee. They were very professional. If I hadn't known the reason for his departure, I would have thought he'd gone on vacation. It was all very discreet and quiet. Outside of the Operation Red Block team, I believe I was the only co-worker who knew the score, and that seemed very fair to me. I was proud of the teams and my own actions in dealing with this employee. I knew it was time for me to check into becoming an Operation Red Block volunteer. The presenter provided me with more information about Operation Red Block and explained what it takes to be a productive volunteer. Volunteering requires involvement and a personal commitment. Operation Red Block volunteers must be concerned employees who believe they can help create a safer workplace free of drugs and alcohol. Good volunteers have the respect of fellow workers, work well with others, and have the ability to get the job done. Most of us meet these criteria. Becoming a volunteer is the first step to becoming part of an Operation Red Block team. Each team member must believe in Operation Red Block and possess a willingness to assist fellow employees in dealing with their drug and alcohol problems, all according to the guidelines of the program. It's important to remember that volunteers are not counselors. Operation Red Block volunteer teams must clearly understand they do not get involved in company policies, work rules, discipline, or counseling. These areas are referred to appropriate union and/or management officials. An Operation Red Block team has two main functions. They are 90% to educate and promote an alcohol and drug-free workplace, and 10% identification and intervention with co-workers who abuse alcohol and drugs at work. Again, Operation Red Block volunteers must clearly understand that implementing disciplinary processes, policies, and similar matters are not their roles, and these matters must be referred to the appropriate union and/or management officials. Operation Red Block's goal is to create an alcohol and drug-free workplace for the safety and well-being of all employees, their families, our customers, and the general public. We must stop railroad personnel from working under the influence of drugs and/or alcohol. Drugs and alcohol don't work here must be the standard. Today's statistics still reflect intolerable substance abuse in the workplace. Union Pacific employees must understand they should not and do not have to work with anyone who uses and/or abuses drugs or alcohol. It's all about your rights and safety. Volunteering requires involvement and a personal commitment to the success of Operation Red Block. Your efforts will help create a safer workplace free of drugs and alcohol. My involvement with Operation Red Block has made me feel better about the people I work with. Our team is active, productive, and working according to labor and management policies. Our team knows its role is primarily education and promotion, and occasionally identification and intervention. If we can make the railroad a safer place for fellow employees, ourselves, the company, and our customers, Operation Red Block is worth our efforts. Volunteering gives everyone the chance to make a difference. I have a lot more years of railroading ahead of me, so educating new hires as well as old heads about Operation Red Block is one more opportunity I can use to improve our workplace. I wouldn't have it any other way.